Hey Garbies! Welcome to another episode of Garbing 101. I'm Darcie and today we're going to dye some dresses. I found this really awesome polyester dress. It's got the little bit of a collar on it and some buttons, but we can take the buttons off and put some really cool clasps on there. The V does dip down a little bit too far, but like I said, we can put some really cool clasps on that, and this will make a really great chemise for the summertime. It's nice and lightweight, and it's super comfy. It's really long and it even has built-in pockets, which I'm super stoked about. This was $5 at the thrift store. It was in the ethnic aisle of the thrift store, which is basically clothing people don't understand. So this is like, looks like something from the Middle East. It's just a long, big dress and it looks really comfy. But because it's really white, number one, white is kind of not period, and it's really see-through. So today we're gonna dye this a beautiful green, and I've never done this before, so this is gonna be really fun for you guys to watch. So in an effort to save some time, the directions on the bottle tell you to boil the water first. So I have already boiled the water. The water is on the stove. Now, synthetic fibers you have to do on the stove because you need it to be hot for an extended period of time, and this is a good way to control the heat of the water. So I have the lid on there. We're gonna take the lid off now that it's boiling, and we're gonna add the dye and a little bit of detergent to help the dye take. So I will need, I'm gonna turn this down to sort of like a simmer. Woo. And we are going to add the entire bottle of dye. Okay, so that's half a bottle. You can see how dark it just got. That was half the bottle. We're going to add a little bit of the detergent as per the recommendations on the RIT website. This is laundry detergent. I use Gain, if anybody's curious. So we're going to stir this up really good. So if you cannot see it on the camera, I have this set to, now I have a gas stove, so I have this set between 4 and 5 on the, on here. We are going to get some paper towels, so that my cast iron stove does not get dyed green. And let's see. We're going to test this with a paper towel as per the instructions. And of course it's going to look a little darker than, so the way that it looks here when it's drying, that's probably the color it's going to become. Because it's always going to be a little darker than when it's wet. It's going to be a little darker when it's wet. So we probably want to get that away from the fire. And then we're going to add a little bit more dye. It does suggest that you double up on the dye when you're dealing with synthetic fibers, and this is 100% polyester. So we use the entire bottle of RIT dye. This is RIT Dye More for synthetics. And you're supposed to be using gloves because you don't want to get the dye on you or on your clothes. So I would suggest wearing something you don't necessarily really care too much about. So I'm going to stir this up really good. All right, so now that that's good, in goes the fabric. This is where it gets fun. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm so freaking nervous right now. I've never done this before. So here we go. Here goes nothing. We're gonna put this right inside the pot. There it goes. You know, it occurs to me now that I think I was supposed to wet this first, but that's okay. So you want to constantly be stirring. Oh, look at how green that's going to be. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. So you want to constantly be stirring because the fabric is bunched up, so you don't want to have uneven dye. As I get to that point in my life where I really want to wear garb, but I don't want to take a lot of time to get ready. So I'm to the point where I want a colored chemise to just throw on and then pile a bunch of stuff on top of it. So I've decided that I need to upgrade my garb wardrobe to include plenty of options. The tongs actually work really nice. It helps to sort of toss the fabric around inside the pot without, you know, getting too messy. I don't know what you can and can't see right now, but yeah, this is working out really nice. So I think what we'll do now is I get to stir this thing for another 20 minutes. So I will see you in 20 minutes. Wish me luck. Okay, we are back. It has been almost an hour. So the green has really taken hold. It looks amazing. So we'll flash to this camera and I'll show you. So faithfully, for the last almost an hour, I guess it's been about 50 minutes, every 2 to 3 minutes I would come over and just sort of, you know, take the tongs and move the fabric around, really get it, make sure every bit of this fabric was getting enough time under the water. So if you can tell, the green, it is green. It is a beautiful shade of green now. I am super excited about how this is going to turn out. So we're just going to give this a couple more minutes. In the meantime, I did want to specify that anything you use for dyeing, you do want to make sure you're using stainless steel equipment. Anything that can be bleached and washed to get the dye off of it. Anything like wooden spoons or plastic spoons, it will actually absorb the dye, so you do not want to use them. So if you're trying to do this on your stove, go out and buy yourself a pair of stainless steel tongs. You will thank yourself later. Anyway, this is just about ready to dump. We're going to dump that in the sink. So the next step is going to be to wring out the fabric and rinse it really well with some warm water in the sink. And so we're going to switch cameras and I'll be right back. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. It is green. It is a green piece of clothing now. Again, I'm doing this in my stainless steel sink, so keep that in mind when you are dyeing your clothes. Pour this out. Whoop, it's very hot. One last batch of dye there. All right, so you want, oh, it's very hot. a little hot. But it is green. Boy, let me tell you. So we're going to run some warm. I have it all the way warm coming out at the sink. We're going to run some water on it. We're going to rinse it off. And you want to gradually turn it into cold water. To get any excess dye off of the clothing. Okay, so I do not see any more dye coming off the dress, which is good. So now, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but when I poured the detergent into the pot, I did not pour the entire tablespoon, excuse me. So what I want to do now is I'm going to turn the water to warm, and I'm going to plug up the sink, and we're going to hand wash this with a little bit of detergent. So, stick those in there. We're going to pour this into the sink. A little bit of detergent. We're going to hand wash this. Really just getting the detergent all over. It's helping the color to stay where it is. And now we will flip this to cold and rinse this off really, really well and help lock in that color. So again, they do recommend you hang dry this for the first round before you, so I'm just trying to get all the drippy water out so I can hang this to dry in my bathtub. It worked! I'm so excited! It's green! It is a green dress. Look at it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And it won't be see-through anymore. So I have to go hang this in my bathtub. And in a couple of hours when it's totally dry, I will show you guys again what the final product looks like.
Hey Garbies! If you like what you saw, please like, share, subscribe, and leave comments below. We have lots more to come, so keep a lookout for more episodes. And as always, happy garbing!